Hello students. So today the discussion is on theory of chronic disease. Okay, so theory of chronic disease means the discussion to understand the fundamental cause of chronic diseases. So what is the fundamental cause of chronic diseases? The miasms. So we begin our discussion on miasms and the related terminology of theory of chronic disease means how Dr. Henneman arrived at this theory of chronic disease, that is miasms. Okay, so just a short reference back to the aphorism number 80 where it is mentioning the chronic miasm is sora. Okay, so the syphilis, psychosis and sora, so all these three miasms externally shows the chancre, the cauliflower like growths, that is genital warts, and the skin eruptions respectively. So syphilis shows chancre, psychosis shows the cauliflower-like growths or genital warts, and sora shows the cutaneous eruptions, that is vesicles, that is having the fluid filled eruptions having itching and odor. So sora, the name given is the monstrous internal miasm, and it is called as fundamental cause of the chronic diseases. So sora produces numerous forms of diseases by various names like rhinitis, mania, epilepsy, cancer, gout, hemorrhoids, jaundice, asthma, and renal calculi or gallstones. Okay. The primary sora is itch and secondary sora is the diseases affecting various systems. Removal of primary sora by ointments leads to the development of secondary sora. So all of you know this. Now we are going to have the discussion how Hahnemann arrived at this theory of sora. Now you have brief idea what is the concept of sora and concept of miasm. So sora is the fundamental cause of the disease. Now let's understand how Dr. Hahnemann arrived at this theory of sora. Okay. So in the last revision, I have kept this slide as types of chronic disease just to revise and bring your attention. The three types: artificial chronic diseases caused by the allopathic drugs, pseudo chronic diseases which are caused due to the maintaining factors like overindulgence into the things which are harmful to life or abstinence from the things which are necessary for the life. So overindulgence is nothing but the stimulants like alcohol or the other narcotic substances which are harmful to the life, and remaining away, that is prolonged abstinence from the things necessary to life, that is the having the diet which is devoid of food, which is devoid of iron or which is devoid of iodine, which causes anemia or hypothyroidism respectively. And the third most important variety of chronic disease, the true natural chronic diseases, are due to the chronic miasms. Now let's have the discussion on these chronic miasms. So again, I'm repeating here, syphilis expresses as externally at genital chancre, psychosis expresses as condylometas or genital warts, and sora externally expresses as vesicle eruptions. Now, the treating physicians thought that disease is only external, and so whatever visible as disease, they removed it by either ointment, injections, or by surgery. And it was very sad thing that they were ignorant of what they have done. And what they have done, they have driven the disease more deeper. Okay, so let's begin with the discussion on theory of chronic disease. See, the Dr. Herring and Dr. Hughes opposed this theory. Dr. Hahnemann worked for 12 long years and arrived at conclusion of theory of chronic disease. He published this chronic diseases book in 1828 and declared this in the fourth edition of Organon of Medicine in 1829. And what he has concluded, miasms are the fundamental cause of chronic diseases. He disclosed this theory of chronic diseases to his disciples Staff and Gross, and Dr. Herring and Hughes opposed this theory. Just it is for your reference, that's all. Okay, so we go further. So theory of chronic disease is discussed under 5 points. Now you can refer this to the book written by Dr. B.K. Sarkar in the commentary of Organon. Okay, you will find these 5 points on the theory of chronic diseases. So the first point is about the law of similars may not be the law of applications. The second point is the number of drugs hitherto discovered for use as homeopathic remedies were too few to cover all the varieties of diseased conditions affecting human beings. So I'll just go through these 5 points first and then we will have the discussion. Third point is there might be some defect in the application of the law. Fourth point, there might be some omission in ascertaining the totality of symptoms which constitutes the disease for homeopathic method of treatment. And fifth point, there might be some obstacles overlooked, the persistence and non-eradication of which prevented the lasting recovery. Okay, so Dr. Hahnemann is discussing logically all the points to reach to the conclusion. So theory of chronic disease, the history goes with that it is he has written the book and published in 1828. So before that he says that 12 years I worked, and what for he worked? He worked because he is already started giving the homeopathic medicines to the patients. But what was the situation? The diseases recurred again and again in the intensity, especially the diseases of chronic variety like asthma, like renal calculi, like epilepsy, they all recurred again and again. So Dr. Hahnemann was puzzled and he wanted to solve the mystery that what is the cause of recurrence. And that is why he started working on finding out the cause of recurrence of the diseases. So he worked and he searched the cause through the observations and study of number of cases, thousands of cases he studied the history of the patient and past history generations back, and thus he could study and come to the conclusions, and his conclusion is nothing but theory of chronic disease. So I am repeating why Dr. Hahnemann had to arrive at theory of chronic disease, because he was disappointed that in spite of giving homeopathic remedies to the patient, it relieved at first, but the diseases recurred again and again. So the point of trouble was recurrence of the diseases. And that is why Hahnemann wanted to solve this mystery, and he searched the cause of recurrence, and then he concludes the cause of recurrence is the miasms. Okay, so we go back to the first point. So he put forth the 5 points that where I am going wrong, where is the fault, and he searches the mystery. He tries to solve the puzzle of finding out the causes of recurrence of diseases chronic in nature. So he is having the first point, that where I am going wrong. Is it that the law of similars not of universal application? So am I wrong in in discovery or understanding of law of similars? So am I wrong here? Or second point, he says that am I wrong that the number of drugs hitherto discovered are too few to cover the all the variety of diseases? Am I going wrong here? Third point, that am I going wrong in the application of the law? So he is searching where is the fault, what is the reason of recurrence of disease. So he is searching whether my law of similars not universal. Second point, is it that the materia medica is short? Third point, is it that I am not doing the application of law, means I am not doing the exact matching. Fourth point, he searches that, see, fourth and fifth point is having some reason. So he is finding out that. So there might be some omission in ascertaining the totality of symptoms. So what he is thinking, is it that I am not able to uh, understand the totality of symptoms? Is it that I am not able to collect the whole set of symptoms in the totality? Omission, what is the meaning of the word omission? Omission means not to consider, means Dr. Hahnemann says, I have, is it that I have forgotten to consider some certain aspect in the totality of symptoms? Where I am going wrong? And fifth point, there is some obstacle which I am not able to see. It is overlooked, and this obstacle persists. And as I am not able to remove it, patient is not getting lasting recovery. So, my dear students, the fourth and fifth point are very important, where there lies the some solution in the mystery, that the to search the cause of recurrence. So, in the further discussion, when we come to the fourth and fifth point, the light is thrown by Dr. Hahnemann and to solve the mystery of recurrence. So we discuss each and every point. Okay, so we go to the next slide. So Dr. Hahnemann discussed logically all the points to reach to the conclusion. So the first point, he dismissed the first point as the law of similars is universal. And why it is universal? Because it is based on inductive logic of exact observation, correct interpretation, rational explanation, and scientific construction. So this is the inductive logic, and law of similars is based on inductive logic. What is inductive logic? All of you know, it is particular to general. So law of similars is derived by the experiment of Cinchona bark in particular, and a general law of similars is derived. So it is derived on the four steps: exact observation, correct interpretation, rational explanation, and scientific construction. So the law of similars he wanted to doubt is now clear, that there is no doubt in the law of similars because it is universal due to the following reasons. So we go to the next point. So second point, he dismissed the second point, that is there any shortage of materia medica? No, there is no shortage of materia medica. More and more number of drugs were added to materia medica every year. Okay, so he dismissed the second point, that is it that I am not able to find the exact match of the remedy with the totality due to shortage of these medicines. So we go to the third point. Dr. Henneman discussed logically all these points to reach to the conclusion. Now, what was the third point? Is there any defect in the application of law? So, Dr. Henneman dismissed this, that the totality of symptom of patient was exactly matched with the medicine, and exact matching was done of totality with materia medica. So there is no defect in the application of law at all. The matching of remedy with the totality is done meticulously. Now we go to the fourth and fifth point discussion. So, Dr. Henneman discusses logically all the points to reach to the conclusion. What is the conclusion and for what is the conclusion? To search the cause of recurrence of the chronic diseases. Okay, so fourth point is there is some omission in ascertaining the totality of symptoms. I told you, omission means that something is not considered. Now let's see what was not considered in the totality of symptoms. So, totality of symptoms of patient was constructed after detailed case taking. The family history also was taken in detail. So, as such, there is no problem in construction of totality, as the homeopath is trained in proper case taking. There is no problem in the totality of symptoms of the patient. It was well constructed. So Dr. Henneman is again puzzled, so where is the solution of the problem? If I have taken the totality in detail, so why is there is recurrence? So he tries to search the cause, and see, he arrives at certain conclusion. What is that? Let's see in the next point. The relevance and significance of the history of some skin eruption in the past, which was treated with local application, was not considered, and so it was not given importance in history taking. Physicians were ignorant as they removed the disease, and actually the disease went more deeper. So, dear students, that Dr. Henneman took the totality, but what was the problem? The relevance and significance of the history of some skin eruptions in the past, which was treated with the local application, was not considered and was not given the importance in history taking. Physicians were ignorant as they removed the disease, and what happened? The disease which was there on skin, and now it is driven more deeper. So fourth point, there was certain aspect that the omission in the totality. So omission in ascertaining the totality, what was the omission? The significance, that in the past history and family history of the patient was asked, and patient must have given this history. Yes, in childhood I suffered with some skin eruptions which were removed by local ointments. So what Dr. Henneman wants to focus our attention is to this point, the significance, the importance of this aspect that the skin disease was present in the patient in his lifetime in the past, which was removed, and now he comes with the symptoms of, say, diabetes, say gout, say hypertension, say asthma, say epilepsy. So all the significance was lost by that physician, and which Dr. Hahnemann comes with his discussion, which is an eye opener for all of us. That disease, whatever is visible, is not the disease. Disease is something which is prior to it, and that internal dyscrasia or that internal disturbance is the disease, and which you have to treat with the internal medication only. Whatever disease visible on the skin, if you remove it, it goes more deeper inside, affecting various systems. Okay, so Dr. Hahnemann focuses on this aspect, that whatever visible eruptions on the skin, don't remove with the local applications. What will happen if this is done? Disease goes more deeper and starts affecting various systems. Now, I would like to focus your attention to this aspect, that whatever disease, whatever you see on the skin has not come automatically. It has come from inside to out. So there is some internal disturbance which is reflected outside on the skin, and this is the channel to channelize the disturbed energy of inside to the outside. And if you remove this skin by ointments or by any other means, what happens? The channel of the internal energy to express itself gets closed, and then it finds another channel. And what is that channel? It starts affecting the various systems which are more dangerous. Okay, so the skin eruptions, and if the patient is removed with these skin eruptions by ointments and starts getting asthma, so what is more dangerous? Is it skin or asthma? So of course asthma will be dangerous than the skin eruptions. So he is giving us instructions and a thought that whatever visible on the skin is not the disease, and not at all you should remove by external applications. Okay, so further discussion will come how to remove this external skin disease is only by internal medication, that we will be having discussion subsequent aphorisms. So I am completing here this fourth point. So let's move to the fifth point. Now fifth point is, he considered the fifth point as there is some obstacle overlooked and its persistence prevented lasting recovery. So what is that obstacle which is overlooked now, and its persistence is preventing the lasting recovery? The symptoms on skin was removed by ointment, which caused the physicians of old school to believe that they removed the disease. But instead, the physician had driven the superficial disease on skin more deeper. Okay, and this is the obstacle in the recovery. And what had happened? The infection which was there on the skin, and now it is going more deeper, more affecting the internal organs. Dr. Hahnemann gave this name as psora to the skin eruptions with each to at the start. Okay, and then we will see how he broadens his viewpoint on psora. Okay, so the obstacle to the recovery was what? That the physicians have removed these skin eruptions by ointments, and now patient comes with the symptoms of the various systems. I told you the examples such as asthma, such as epilepsy, such as migraine or gout. So variety of diseases you will observe now in the patients. Okay, now this time the condition is that in today's time the patient may not give the history of skin eruption, because if you consider the skin eruption, we call it as primary psora, and if it is removed and patient starts getting affected with various diseases of various organs and system, say asthma, say gout, say migraine, we call it this as secondary psora. And whatever patients you have today's time are directly of secondary psora, because now secondary psora has going into generations to generations. Okay, and you may not get the history of skin eruptions. So we proceed further with the discussion. So the conclusion, the deeper disease started affecting the vital organs, because I told you the internal disturbance expressed itself on the skin. Okay, and this channel you are closing now. Okay, now what happens, the disease goes more deeper. The cause of this disease is named as psora. Psora was called as chronic miasmatic disease. Psora is also the cause of chronic disease. And what is a miasm? Miasm, it was, this word was used at Hahnemann's time. Miasm means dynamic disease producing agent. Okay, so it is old word miasm. In today's terminology of infection, you can correlate and this word of miasm. But remember, miasm is dynamic disease producing agent. Now Dr. Hahnemann expresses this term of miasm to the phenomena that the external skin disease was removed and that infection travels inside in the dynamic form, in the form of energy, for which the its expression on the external skin is closed, and now this energy goes inside and starts affecting various organs. To this Dr. Hahnemann gives the name as miasm. So this is dynamic disease producing agent. See, the energy is not tangible. You cannot catch hold of energy. If you open surgically the patient and tries to search the cause of this miasm infection, you cannot find, because it's energy. Hence the name dynamic disease producing agent. So theory of chronic disease as miasm, psora. I told you the broader aspect of psora according to Dr. B.K. Sarkar in his book Commentary on Organon. So he gives the evolution, how Dr. Hahnemann broadened his view about psora. So evolution means what? Journey. Now how the journey of Dr. Hahnemann takes place, that we will see. So see, this psora was derived from the word T-psorat, means each, that is stigma, groove or fault. Dr. Hahnemann gave the name psora to each. Okay, now what was that each? Each was the common symptom of skin disease. Now which skin disease? Fundamentally that is scabies. Scabies is a disease which is caused by Sarcopte scabi, and it's, what is the symptoms? There are vesicles which are produced between the webs of fingers. Okay, that's scabies. Then he expanded the term psora to all skin diseases. Now various skin diseases. Remember, it is clearly given that at Hahnemann's time, most of the population in Europe was suffering from skin diseases. And these skin diseases, the most important prominent symptom was itch. So now Hahnemann gives this psora as the name for all the skin diseases. Okay, first he gave the name to the scabies. Now he gives the name to the all the skin diseases. Now he considers psora is external itch. And then what happens? The external eruptions and itch cannot come without internal dyscrasia. I told you the eruptions on the skin are arising because they are not arising automatically, they are arising because of some internal dyscrasia. Internal dyscrasia means some internal disturbance. So he considered now psora is internal itch. See the journey of Dr. Hahnemann. First he called psora as itch and itch related to scabies, the skin disease. Then he is expanding the term psora to the itch which is present in all the skin diseases. Then he calls it as external itch. Then what happens? He understands that external eruption or itch cannot come without internal disturbance. So he considered psora as internal itch. Now, then the cause of the internal disease, he gives it as psora. The cause of this internal dyscrasia, he names it as psora. And then he considered psora is chronic miasmatic disease. So it is synonymous. Psora is miasm, is psora. The cause of the chronic disease is miasm, and hence psora is chronic miasmatic disease. So these terms are synonymous. Okay, so that was all about the theory of chronic diseases, and very important, very much vital for a homeopath to understand the concept of miasms. So all of you study the miasms from the commentary of on Organon written by Dr. B.K. Sarkar. Also you can study then the various features of miasms which are given in various books. So the books like Principles and Practice of Homeopathy by Dr. Emil Dhole. Another book is Ortega. So another small booklet is by Miasms by Dr. Hari Mohan Chaudhary. So that is also a very simplified way. The various features are discussed. The features we will discuss again in detail afterwards. You have to prepare a tutorial also on miasms and its features. I'll give you the directions afterwards. Okay, so you go through this discussion again and again. Okay, thank you.